What's up everyone, Sean here, and today we're going to be talking about the games that I look forward to as of June 2019 in this supersized top 15, not just top 10. I just could not fit it in a top 10. There are other games I wanted to talk about, so that's why we're doing a top 15, which is a uncommon occasion on this channel. But anyways, so E3 2019 kind of happened not too long ago still as I record this, so I thought I'd take the opportunity now that I have a better idea of what's coming out and make this video. So let's go into the 15 games I look forward to as of June 2019. Number 15. Elder Scrolls 6. Regardless of the lack of gameplay, this is Bethesda's powerhouse next to the Fallout series. With the negative buzz Fallout 76 and other drama surrounding Bethesda that's been occurring as of late, this does bring concern from fans for the development of Elder Scrolls 6. Despite the surrounding negativity and drama, I still have faith that in the end they will make sure that this game is going to be the Elder Scrolls people have been waiting for. Since its long-awaited announcement during E3 2018, I consider myself picking up this game as my first Elder Scrolls game. I've always heard good things and addictive qualities about Skyrim from many people. As someone who has played Fallout 4 as his first Bethesda game, I think I feel I'd get into a game like this. I hope Bethesda wakes up and actually puts quality into a product like this. This is the game they have got to really turn it around with. They cannot screw it up anymore. People are getting fed up with it. Let's also hope that Todd Howard just comes around, give it that love that fans have been waiting for, and hopefully Elder Scrolls 6 will be the game to receive it and beyond that, such as Starfield. Number 14.
126 actual. Target is in the main house. You have execute authority.
Bravo 6. Going dark.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Once again, we're getting another Call of Duty game. This was revealed on May 30th, 2019 via trailer featuring in-engine gameplay. What's interesting is that it's pretty much a full reboot to the Modern Warfare series, although they've been saying it's a soft reboot, quote unquote, but we all know where this is going. Even so, I look forward to this game for its campaign as I do for other Call of Duty games traditionally, especially for the Modern Warfare games. I've always loved the presentation and story beats, above all during Modern Warfare 2 with Hans Zimmer composing the music at the time. The Modern Warfare games have left some of the strongest impressions on me in my personal gaming history, believe it or not. I just love just how everything just rolled off the story and campaign modes, starting from COD 4 all the way up to Modern Warfare 3. And not to mention the first Black Ops game. So it's kind of cool to see Modern Warfare making a comeback. Let's see how this product delivers though. Number 13. Indivisible. This is the only indie game showing up for this list, being developed by the same studio who brought you Skullgirls, Lab Zero Games. This game was first announced in 2015 at Anime Expo. The game was funded on Indiegogo with the goal of $1.5 million. It reached its goal, but not without some initial struggle. But nonetheless, the game features 2D platforming and combat that is reminiscent of Valkyrie Profile. The art style is a huge highlight along with its characters and environments. It is slated to come out this year, 2019, so I can't wait to get my copies since I backed this game. It'll definitely be a treat to have on the Switch. Number 12.
We can't turn back now. I've gotta know the whole truth. He's still alive out there.
Astral Chain. While Bayonetta 3 is still in Hush Productions, we have Astral Chain coming by the end of August. One can look at it as a pre-game of sorts for what the fall and holiday seasons have to offer. This game features that high-octane action that is a signature from Platinum Games via main character chained to a combat mecha for some awesome synergy action. It has that very Japanese high-tech police sort of feel, which is somewhat refreshing for what I've been playing for a while now. Because of its stylish aesthetics and gameplay, I'm willing to give this a shot since you can't really go wrong with Platinum stuff. I have a feeling Astral Chain will be an underrated title for 2019, but we shall see. Number 11. Bayonetta 3. As I mentioned Bayonetta 3, here it is at number 11. The reason for its position is that we just haven't seen anything other than the teaser from the Game Awards 2017. It's been 2 years and we haven't seen any hint of gameplay of sorts. Sure, it could be familiar in terms of gameplay and overall theme with that sexy Umbra Witch, but it would be nice to see what Platinum Games has in store for the new, fresh substance within Bayonetta 3. There's no development diary or anything like that, or any behind the scenes, or any hints or droplets or anything like that. Nothing has been shown for Bayonetta 3, but because it's Bayonetta 3, I still look forward to it. I love Bayonetta as a whole, and Bayonetta 3 is a nice addition to at least we know about, beyond the title, but again, it would be nice to see some gameplay hopefully in the near future. Number 10. Death Stranding. One of the only few titles that raises more questions as more trailers get released. This is Hideo Kojima's first title from his studio, Kojima Productions, as a separate studio, formerly from Konami. This game is supposed to define a brand new genre of action game, making this a very ambitious project featuring an all-star cast including Norman Reedus, Mads Mikkelsen, and even Troy Baker, all in one game. As said before, there are still questions for this game, many of them. But I think that's the beauty of Death Stranding, it's mystery. Until we all play this, we won't know much more even after a couple of trailers, if we're lucky at that. But oh boy, I hope that the hype and the wait gets paid off by the time it's released in November. Number 9.
Darkspawn. So begins the perilous journey of a hunted hero and the ragtag band of adventurers who will join him on his quest to set things right.
Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of an Elusive Age, Definitive Edition S. Dragon Quest XI is a surprise contender in my book. I never really thought about this franchise other than the fact that Toriyama has provided his art style for the majority of these games. It has been a top seller in Japan along with its older titles, but now it's starting to reflect over here in the States. I think this is probably the Final Fantasy VII equivalent for Dragon Quest here. I could be wrong, it might be 9 or something. If anyone kind of knows or something, let me know below in the comments. But it's kind of on the same level with Persona 5, how it performed here. All my friends that play this have been giving it nothing but praises and highly recommended to me. As a JRPG fan, this has me strongly curious. So with that, I am definitely considering this more and more and more. I think about it. So I'll definitely consider picking this up when it comes out at the end of September of this year. Number 8. Digimon Survive. This is a little more familiar up my alley, but this is a unique game for the Digimon franchise. Developed by newcomer Witchcraft under Bandai Namco, has a blend of a tactical RPG and a visual novel, having to give you choices that will affect the outcome of how the game ends. On top of that, its visuals are something that I would believe consider a treat to look at. Digimon is another franchise that I have a place somewhere in my heart. Let's see how this game fares in its 2029 release. I really want to see how the combat and the grinding and stuff feels, and the ending that I will get on my first playthrough. I just really wonder what kind of ending I'll get. Number 7.
We owe to them. They are always with us. No one has ever gone against them.
Outer Worlds. This is something a little familiar as well, as it resembles a RPG open world shooter, Fallout, or at least Fallout 4 for me anyway. It even has dialogue choices and NPCs that will come along with you. From the studio Obsidian, who made Fallout New Vegas, which has been praised by its fans, comes this sci-fi shooter which has this alien look to it I'm pretty interested in. This seems like it's going to scratch my Fallout itch, hopefully, with its good parts of that game. I'm pretty optimistic that it'll do the job nicely. Number 6. Borderlands 3. This game was also a long time coming since Borderlands 2 in 2012. That's the only game I've played, since I haven't played any spin-offs like Pre-Sequel and Tales of Borderlands. But on March 2019, the first trailer was first shown off at PAX East. This game is familiar but much updated, both graphics and gameplay alike. The main characters for this game all look interesting in their own right. I'm really planning to stick with Mose, the gunner. She's the badass colonial marine looking chick who uses a mech to mow down enemies. So far everything looks promising aside from the rambunctious things or nature that Randy Pitchford has been doing in between. Still, I'm definitely am anxious and excited to play this game in September of 2019. Number 5. Tales of Arise. Now, excuse me for the lack of gameplay in this one, but Namco likes to claim trailers still for some reason, especially with the Tales games, which annoys me, but gotta get around it for now. So anyways, as I said before, I'm glad that the love and demand for the Tales games is still going strong with this announced at E3 2019. The game's look is a leap in quality from its previous titles. While yes, I do miss the graphics that Vesperia had to offer, as I spoke that in the review that I put my time into, but at least this style is done right thanks to the Unreal 4 engine, as Berseria seemingly attempted to convey this art style with its previous engine. Nonetheless, the presentation seems very promising thus far with its two main characters, its environments, and its effects. I believe for the most part it'll have the similar battle system, but we'll have to see of how much updating they'll do with it. Hope to see more for this game, including more characters and mechanics revealed later on. Number 4.
These sewer rats appear to call themselves Avalanche, sir.
You can have it for saving my life.
Final Fantasy VII Remake. Everyone's been hyping this game a whole lot since its first announcement back in E3 2015. I was initially interested to play this from the start, since I've never played its original game, as I was a kid who had the Nintendo 64. However, I did play Final Fantasy X and beat Final Fantasy XV's main game. Now, with Square Enix treating its key franchises such as Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy with such disrespect, especially with how the DLC for Kingdom Hearts was rolled out as of recent, and how 15 was treated both combat-wise and content-wise. Not to mention the remake's combat resembled somewhat of 15's at the start, so I remained ever so vigilant but interested still for the game. But after its presentation at E3 of 2019, I actually feel much better about it. Its combat is a kind of a blend of action and turn-based combat, which is actually a really cool way to do it since FF7 is originally a turn-based game, but turn-based RPGs kind of get looked at with those classic goggles or old school goggles, while modern gamers like to play it in a more action RPG setting, which is understandable, but I personally am a fan of turn-based combat, especially with like Pokemon and back when Final Fantasy X first came out, and so on and so forth, and even Persona, of course. Persona 5 still celebrates that turn-based combat and does it really well. But back onto here. Now, like I said, I always welcome turn-based RPGs, but to see something like this, how it's blending that element into its action combat. Also, besides Cloud, the other party members look really good so far, especially with Tifa. She looks freaking awesome in aesthetics and combat, on top of the fact that you can switch to all the other party members on the fly, which is really cool. FF7 Remake is looking a lot more promising despite the fact that it's being released in multiple episodes at full price, assumingly, which is probably the biggest complaint people have now. With the game releasing March 2020, this is going to be a strong contender for the 2020 Game of the Year, competing against the likes of Number 3.
Wake the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.
Cyberpunk 2077. Developed by CD Projekt Red, the creators of the Witcher series have been putting their hard efforts on this title, going all out on the tech-noir dystopian city of California. This open-world action-adventure game has a lot of potential to win over the competition for 2020, especially with its dense city environment and the whole cybernetic sort of theme here that we have going on. I have faith with its developers with how they treat their games, especially Witcher 3. It just looks really fascinating and fun as a first-person shooter, and I think you can even swap into a third-person view. So they already grabbed my attention with its gameplay first revealed at 2018. But it was first announced or revealed back in 2013 with a more cinematic trailer. The cherry on top was that E3 2019 reveal of action star Keanu Reeves being casted into the cyberpunk world as Johnny Silverhand. He is perfect because of the high-tech, action-heavy orientation of the game. Let's hope it brings the promises by its launch day, April of 2020. This could be a big one, probably one of the biggest titles of the 8th gaming generation. Number 2. Pokemon Sword and Shield. It took a hot minute for the Switch to receive a traditional Pokemon game. Pokemon Let's Go was the closest to it for a while and scratched that itch for a good amount, but I was still hungry for more. E3 2017 was when it first was announced. Then on Pokemon Day, which is 27th of February of 2019, the game was first revealed to the whole world with its full title, Sword and Shield. Then more info was dropped via Direct on June 5th. I had my initial gripe with its mascot legendary Pokemon, But now we are facing problems that fans have been blazing about, including the National Pokédex being missing, the gameplay, the graphics on top of that, and the current state of the company, Game Freak. If you want to get a clear picture as to what's really going on, Sylph Spectre does a really good clear-cut job on explaining what's going on with Game Freak. Now, despite all that, I want to give this game my full-time chance upon release. I've always wanted to play an actual Pokemon game on my TV. The closest thing I've had was a freaking Game Boy player attached to the GameCube and me playing Pokemon Ruby on my TV at the time. But now the Switch is giving me that opportunity to do so. But with the drama surrounding this game, it does have me concerned. November 2019 will be a crucial time for us because we'll come to find out if this core RPG Pokemon title for the Switch will make or break on the Switch. This could be the most controversial Pokemon game ever. What will be the outcome of our journey with myself and Scorbunny and Galar? We'll have to find out on that release day. Number 1. Animal Crossing: New Horizon. Now this game took its time to make its return for the Switch. We've been stuck with New Leaf and the mobile game Pocket Camp for a good while. It was inevitable, but still was a headache-inducing time for its much anticipation. When Isabelle was first revealed for Smash Ultimate, September 13, 2018, during a Nintendo Direct, they finally announced that an Animal Crossing Switch game was in the works. And finally, with E3 2019, we got to see a teaser of its gameplay and the full title of the game, and even more with Treehouse, so thanks for that. There will be welcoming changes to the gameplay, such as picking flowers, getting the whole tree, creating paths, fishing, and so on. You're pretty much going to build a town from the ground up, rather than just focusing on your own house or being mayor of a pre-built town. Hope to see Isabelle, KK Slider, and of course Rossetti. Although Rossetti is maybe a little shaky because of the new auto feature, so it pretty much will take him out of the job. So I would like to see where this storyline goes with him. Now there is a delay being released on March 20th now of 2020, while it was originally slated for late 2019 for the sake of the balance of progression on the game, but also the healthy work life for its employees, which I am all for. The game already looks good as is, so I like to see some improvements on the visuals and tweaks to the gameplay perhaps. The sounds and ambiance have a better emphasis in this game. Yeah, I think it's obvious that I really want this game, and I can't wait to see what they'll unveil next for Animal Crossing. Thank goodness there are still games to keep me occupied, but I still can't wait for this game to launch, and I will try my best to go in as much as I can on New Horizon. So that is pretty much it. That is my top 15 games of June 2019 with Animal Crossing New Horizon taking it for now. Thank you guys so much. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up. If you guys have any related comments or anything like that, please leave it down below. What's your top 15 games you guys are looking forward to as of now, June 2019? And if you guys haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. Really helps out. Really appreciate it, guys, and I'll definitely try to create more content along the way. And of course, I still have that sponsorship to Loot Crate and Into the AM. All that information will be in the description below, including a promo code as long as you click on that link first. And of course, I have social media stuff like Twitter and Twitch and more, so you can check me out on all those things if you want. So that'll all be in the description below. This has been my top 15 games as of June 2019 that I look forward to. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Sean out.